evening, one and all. I welcome you all to this webinar series of Scout that has been continuing since its launch on 10th of February. The Scout, I'll just quickly share the screen so that we get a hold of what the Scout is all about. And today we have with us Mr. Mohammed Moin, DGM L&T Smart World and Communication. He has done his engineering from Aligarh Muslim University in electrical engineering and MTech from IIT Roorkee. With having 20 plus years of IT experience in architecting and developing software product solutions for power utilities, he is currently implementing on the world's largest AMI project of 5 million smart electricity meters installation across the 2 states of India. DLMS meters have an IoT module that communicates with the HES hosted in the cloud. And it'll be better if Mr. Moin also tells us more about himself and his contribution to this program and L&T's contribution to this program. So I'll just quickly tell about what Scout is all about. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible and audible as well.
Wonderful. So like the name Scout, it stands for Smart City Challenge and Outcome for Urban Transformation. This is a pan-India contest for startups, which focuses on solutions for the challenges faced in smart cities. Here we had some predefined problem statement from all the partners. Our partners included partners like L&T, Smart World, CSM, BS, Bhubaneswar Smart City Limited, Zeliot, Microchip, ADI, Xilinx, then Van Infra, Ashoka Buildcon, Shapoorji Pallonji, Singapore IoT Consortium. And so what we did is we had many problem statements from our partners, and these problems we are looking at solutions which will be innovative and ESDM solutions which will solve these predefined problem statements that will help making the future city smart and self-sustainable. So like all other hackathons, though we are not going to stop at the POC, but what we intend to do is these winning POC solutions, we'll try to, with the help of our partners like L&T Smart World, we will be trying to implement it in the real life. And so it further gives boost to the idea of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So our stakeholders, we have Excel Point, ISA, IIIT Bhubaneswar, Startup Odisha. We have with us Analog Devices, L&T Smart World, Xilinx, Microchip, Zeliot, Bhubaneswar Smart City Limited, Ashoka Buildcon, Shapoorji Pallonji, CSM Technologies, iWave, Van Infra, Innovative, and Singapore IoT Consortium. Since its launch on February 10th, we have had conducted many webinars on the 12 problem statements that were identified. So our focus areas remains waste management, healthcare solutions for urban healthcare, advanced transport management solutions, citizen services, industrial and building automation, security and surveillance, environment and pollution monitoring system, energy management and conservation system. To brief about the problem statements, like we have in criminal identification, modernizing it, tracking and verification by police organizations. Then we also look at, we are looking at solutions in toll management systems that will address several problems like malfunctioning of RFID cards or toll traffic management, manual billing, offline payments, detecting rule violators like overloading or overspeeding. Then we are also looking at solutions in modular network architecture that can address current challenges, including energy management, smart lighting, water management, intelligent parking, infrastructure management, disaster warning, integrated technologies for remote diagnostics and treatment in healthcare, real-time measurement and monitoring of health parameters, such as health professionals, police, the frontline workers, their early detection and prevention of the occupational diseases. We are looking at solutions in sewage monitoring, sewage management systems that includes monitoring the sewage systems, real-time drainage, manholes, etc. And then we are looking at solutions to monitor and maintain water quality parameters of the water bodies. Waste management. In waste management, we are looking at collection, route and frequency optimization, segregation, handling and processing of waste using electronic devices. We are also looking at disaster management solutions for early prediction, damage control, and minimization of post-disaster impacts. Some other problem statements include energy analytics for smart cities, intelligent fault detection, smart distribution and monitoring of various utilities such as gas, water, and electricity, real-time monitoring and maintenance and fault of failure prediction of smart city infrastructure and assets that includes bridges, overbridges, skywalks, buildings, etc. Smart poles for smart city infrastructure. So these are the problem statements that we had discussed. We had come to a conclusion after long discussions with our partners, technical partners, as well as integrators. The eligibility is not limited to anybody, but we welcome proposals from working professionals, educators, researchers, student innovators, startups and companies and enthusiasts. The timeline, we were supposed to complete the first season, the solution challenge. The last day to apply was on February, from February 10th to March 10th. But then due to the requests of the applicants, we extended it to March 21st. So post this, what we are doing is we are going to evaluate the proposals received. The evaluation will be done in coordination with the partners. The selection committee will be evaluating the proposals. Based on that, the selected proposals, the selected participants will go to the stage 2, that is POC challenge. And there they will be constantly mentored and monitored by our partners. Like if L&T has a solution, or L&T looks at a solution or looks at certain problem statements, then L&T will be guiding and mentoring or monitoring the product, the development of the POC throughout. Once the POC is developed, we are then going to have a final POC challenge, the final pitching. Evaluation will be done and the results declared. These are the key takeaways, like real-time implementation of the POCs which are selected in the hackathon. Then we have knowledge sessions like the one that we are having today from experts from the different areas of interest. Like today we have Mr. Mohammad Moeen from L&T. So we are next. We also are giving assistance in availing the tools and technologies, resources that will be required to build the POC. My mentoring support from industry professionals, reimbursements of the components and other spends towards the POC, and then incubation offer to the winners. Excuse me. These are some of the recognitions. Though this looks little drab when it comes to the prize money, but the major attraction, the major thing that is getting done is implementation and the piloting of the POCs and the showcasing of the POCs. This is the link to apply. The last date being March 21st, I would request more and more applications, more and more proposals that can address the problem statements. Kindly apply on the portal innovate.stpinext.in and go to the program, because there will be several programs running. Go to the Scout program and apply there. You can also apply it on our website, that is bbs.electropreneurpark.in. The form will be having different fields. So once you register, kindly then again log in and fill up the forms. Whichever field you find irrelevant or not pertinent to you, or you would not like to answer, you can simply mark it as NA. Let's say a student doesn't have a company form, and there is a field where it requires you need to write your business name. You can simply write the project name that you were working on, or simply you can leave it as NA, not applicable, and submit your proposals. So I think that is all from my side. For any support that is needed, please feel free to contact us at any time. The numbers that are displayed on this page. Please feel free. Anytime you want, you can mail us, you can ping us, you can call us, and we'll be ready to help you in filling up the application form. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mr. Mohammad Moeen. I would really, I'm looking forward to hear from you. I'll stop sharing my screen. Kindly begin your presentations. Thank you.
Thank you, Lopa, and giving this opportunity to present the energy point of view, the utility sector, because energy, you know that I should not go into debate what is the importance of energy in our society, in our industry, or building the nation. because this is a kind of a building block for whole nation. And you know that everything is runs with electricity. So I will not go into detail the benefit of this, but you know that the important it has. So similarly, the challenges also has, whether it's a technical challenges or it's a commercial challenges or it's a social challenges, all challenges are there. And you know that this though it is very huge, it is also very stagnant. From technical point of view, there was not much headway, because this after electricity generation, transmission and distribution, which has been happening for last 50 years, and people have been using it. But now the kind of this government is pushing, and the kind of energy requirements are coming. That means you might have heard there's a like distributed energy resource also is coming up, like in the form of solar panels or similar. And so it always have impact on whole ecosystem of electricity, whether it is a regulations or it is a generation or it is a transmission. So everywhere it has impact. So in order to handle such big system from every aspect, so there are few things like there are many things which are happening in the system, from system point of view, from the device adding into the system, device leaving the system, and maintenance of the system. And you know that all electrical infrastructures are like 50 years old, 30-year olds. Lot of demand is generating, people are getting extended. So that what I'm trying to say, that this system is already in place, which has been actually being added, is more in demand. So once you do this activity on the system like electricity, what happens that it actually introduce many other kind of I would say the instability in terms of that the customer satisfaction also. Like earlier, people don't get electricity, they don't bother. But if they don't get electricity right now, they will not be able to do online classes. They will say, okay, well, power is not coming, our inverter is not working. So many things will come. Similarly, industries are coming up. So what I mean to say, that now it becomes very critical to address the problem of this sector. That's the point I want to drive. So if you see in this sector, so it is a real time system. It is not like you generate something, you park it, storage, and you use it like that. It is what everything is happening at a real time. Generator are producing at the same time. Same amount of energy should be consumed by the load. Whether otherwise, the automatically it should reduce the power generation. All those kind of control systems are there. So everything is in place. So now the challenge is coming, and for that, this I think, because in this forum, in the Scout, there's a new brains are there, new like student, working professionals, everyone is there. So there are some critical problems which can be addressed, and they can give some innovative idea to solve those. Because anyway, they are there. For few problems are there in the past as well, but we were managing all distribution utilities were managing, power sector was managing, but now it become very necessity to address those problems where these has to be addressed. So if you see that typically what happens, the power generated, it goes to the transmission line, then it goes to substation. From substation, it's come to house, and we start using it. So this is from top level. But if you see what are the infrastructure behind it, like if you see that from a transmission line, okay, I will start from distribution network. Okay, just a transmission line is okay. From substation, there is there are some SCADA system which is running there, which and there are the transformers which are like 30 years old, 20 years old, and nobody is maintaining. They are very in harsh conditions. They are being deployed, and nobody see that whether the oil is leaking, oil is like is temperature is maintained there. So point is this, they are not given that much, because so just so point is this, the apart from usage, the energy consumption, there's the carrier or the transport of energy is happening distributed across locations. It is spreaded. So you can say it is not just like an office, other things you can always maintain it. You can put some people, you can give services. But in this case, what happens, this is so spreaded across, you cannot even put people. And also this is infrastructure is a like mechanical infrastructure, and it is like under harsh condition of temperatures and other environmental conditions. So what happens, it requires it will impact the stability of our network. Whether suppose the heating is more, so some devices can disconnected, and transformer can be blown out, or something will happen. And this is not only because of their old or non-maintenance of infrastructure, it could also be because if you overload the system, people are taking 2 kilowatt load, they are using 10 or 5 kilowatt, then what is happening? It is generating load on the wires, so they're on the transformer, then the transformer is getting like I would say burnout sometimes. Similarly, many times the load is okay, but it is unbalanced completely because they don't know that, okay, on one phase the too much load and other phase very low load. So this is also creating problems. Sometimes these problems, sometimes what happens, even utility don't know how many consumers are there on that transformer. Once somebody comes, they just entertain and give a new connection and provide a kind of a connection to them, and now it makes overloaded to it. And in sometimes if fault happens, so that takes time to restore it. So what I'm saying, though it is very essential, very important for the nation, for everyone, it also has to grow in terms of it has to be maintained. But on the other side, this is so distributed, so spreaded across, it's not going to be easy. So there should be some system for that. We are doing this webinar. There should be some system like where we can address, we can get some kind of a some kind of indications or significant signals that okay, this can happen and we should take this call, or whatever we are going to take some actions, whether we should take it based on the current system and the current deployment. Because one ideal condition is that okay, you put multiple type of device, multiple type of communication, you just like a you want to monitor everything, then you take some decision. So for so large network, it is not possible, because you cannot put everything on every wire, every transformer, every household, everything. So then it's not going to happen. So then there's some should be innovative idea so that we can properly maintain this kind of a network, and also we should also be able to take right decision at the right time. So this is very important that how we can provide reliable supply to our consumer, and in case some problems are coming, we should be knowing in advance. And so this is possible when we solve some existing problem of our system. So just I would like to share my screen, then wherein I've just listed down what kind of a problem we can address some through some innovative ideas. So in that case, it would be very easy to make this network very smooth and very controlled and very real time in a real time manner. So just I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes, we can.
So part of this, like as I was saying, that this outage management performance, because somewhere something has happened, some transformer is blown out, some wire is down, is broken, something has happened, but nobody get to know that how it has happened, where it has happened, what's location. So all those things are there. They know it, but finally somebody calls up and then they go and then see, okay, it will take so much time. And so how we can handle is, so we having at the last I will provide some like ideas that how we can do that, and that is quite possible. Only thing is that some time is required, some innovative kind of a calculations or some kind of a innovative approach is required to handle. Similarly, how to process outage notifications. People are like some transformer is blown or something has happened, then how would they would know that that, and how they will take up it up. Similarly, whether whole network is, they can communicate with whole network, whatever devices, whatever consumers are there, and in what time. Today, they don't have any timelines, what time they will restore the power supply. So what is the, can they define it? Similarly, if something is bad is happened, can they isolate some consumer or some transformer? Is it possible? I am talking about the distribution network. These things are very stable in the.
रखा हुआ है ना, वो कार्डबोर्ड का जो बड़ा रखा है ना, वो सब फेंक।
Dinesh ji, can you please mute your mic? We're getting some disturbances.
I think he has already done. So then improve the restoration isolation. So if you see these kind of the problem kind of expectations, you see this in the transmission system, they are more or less are addressed, but in distribution system, they are not so much addressed, and people are working on it, whether through smart metering or kind of a SCADA or AMI system. So many things are they are doing to make it happen. Simply improve field crew dispatch, reduce system downtime. So this is all which is expected in the distribution system. So now, as you know that we are putting a smart meter, and this is one of the building block, because you know that, as I told you earlier, we are not supposed to put every device, every monitoring device, so much transducer at every places. Then we do some analysis. Then we tell, okay, this problem can be solved like this. We are measuring the current. We are measuring the temperature. We are measuring the oil leak. We are measuring the weather, and we are also measuring the distance between the tree and the wire. So many things. Then it's not going to happen. So what we have right now, we have smart meters placed at transformer and the consumer. And these devices are smart in the sense they capture almost like they capture most of the things in terms of load. They also provide alarm. They also provide notification. And you know that once they are in the part of the network, so point is this, can we leverage, the question is this, can we leverage the smart meter information and sort out or can work on the problems which DISCOM has now or the distribution utilities have. So that is the only thing which we want to have from our audience, that using the smart meter data, can we do a kind of analytics and can address the problem which utility is facing. And I tell you more, some of the problems, I will tell you one or two, like couple of two, there are one or two problems which are actually long pending and they are unable to solve, and that is actually impacting a lot of distribution operation, distribution operation, distribution, I would say revenue, everything is impacted. So what I expect from my audience, that they should understand the problems and the kind of the data we have and the kind of a problem we want to solve, or rather I would say DISCOM want to solve, and they are not able to solve because as I told you now, because if we maintain everything on paper, everything on system, so generally what is happening, it doesn't mean that DISCOM have not tried it. They have tried it, but what happens, you know that the so big system, so spread it across, so it's very difficult to maintain the IT system, to maintain the data. I'm not saying the IT system, to maintain the data. Some new consumer has come, some wire has been replaced, some transformer is added, some oil has been changed. They are not going to update in the system. If everything can be updated, everything is can be done, then this can be managed. But you know that it's not possible, because so many people, so many things, so much big network, so many devices, and so many IT systems. So it becomes very difficult. So what we are trying to achieve, if we have a smart meter and we have a set of problems, can we address those problems on using the smart meter data? So that is the only thing which I want to say. So a smart meter, as I just showing it, it can provide alarms and events, and you can stamp and log the data inside the system. And you know that when the power goes, you can always know that whether power has gone, when it is restored, that we can get the phase, the power restoration, some temper, somebody playing with the meter, they are doing something. So that can also be some voltage profile also, whether voltage is below 160, 150, or so these kind of things also being logged and also been sent back to the IT system, temperature, device health. So all those things, events are coming from smart meters. The point is this, through smart meter, we want to address the DISCOM problem. So what kind of a problem we can solve? Like as I told you, because we never knows whether the transformer is overloaded, asset is stressed. So if we know in advance with this smart metering data, whether this transformer is overloaded or is stressed, so at least it will not blow out after some time, or it will not overheat it. And it and under, like if you know the outside temperature, we can also know that okay, the temperature is this much and the load is this much, and so it should disconnect or it should not allow, it should give some alarm to the backend system so that they can take a preventive action. Similarly, proactive transformer replacement they can do, like with that we have a smart metering data, so they know that how much load are under this transformer, and they can know that transformer capacity is this much and this much is older, so they can know that okay, this the time has come to replace this transformer. Sometimes transformer voltage problems are also coming, because if we put that we also put the smart meter at transformer level, so we in that case a smart meter logs everything, the voltage profile, all phases voltage, all instantaneous voltage, So all kind of things it is recorded. So it can also help to diagnose that if there some phases are at certain point of time, some phase voltage is down or something has happened, and it can also be correlated at the same time with the consumer consumption. So those kind of data will help you whether the transformer has some problem. And the most important, as I'm saying, that connectivity problem and correcting meter phasing. This is the I would say the topmost problem which should be solved, because the utility actually facing a lot of problem because of these two problems. Like they do not know that how many consumers are there under DT, and whether all are connected to single phase, one phase, or are connecting which phase is overloaded. So if we provide some solution, because right now we have all phase current, all smart meter, like in a smart meter we have all phase current and we have all loaded. So and also we know that with this we can do some the circuit diagrams, and we can know that okay, this much is these all consumers belongs to this particular transformer. Suppose if transformer is the outage is happening, so the outage from other consumer will also happen at the same time. So in that case we can correlate and tell, okay, these many consumers are there, and then we can do proper analysis of that. So this is the topmost problem, I would say, connectivity model improvement and correcting meter phasing. Meter phasing is that it will help to remove the problem of overloading or unbalancing of power supply, because that is also one of the critical thing which happens in, because today they do not know whether all are going to R phase or most of on Y phase or on Y phase, because it's not completely balanced. If the power supply is not balanced, then there are a lot of problems happen. So if we solve these two problems from a smart meter, using the smart meter, then I think 80 to 70 to 80% problems are solved. So we are looking forward from you guys to how we can do these, how we can address these problems using the smart meter data. Similarly, this is similar to this detecting transformer connectivity problem. If once we know that, so if we know the GIS data, because we also have the GIS data also with the meters, so we can also use that data, and also we can know that, okay, fault location. How we know that? For suppose we have all smart meter data and we are getting the alarms, so we can know that where the possible fault could be there, because there would be some current pattern or voltage pattern will drastically will change. So we can find the fault location directly, and definitely we can do reliability analysis, that what is the, like what is the reliability. There are some indexes like SAFE, CADI. We are not going to index, but yes, we can show that whether once we solve these problems, so we can show that what was the reliability indexes earlier and what are the reliability index now after doing these kind of providing these kind of solution. So any question on this too? What high level problems you want to solve in the distribution sector from anyone, or we'll take question later if possible. So now there are some, as I said, the smart meter can help, smart meter data, I would say, can help us to address the problem which I listed earlier. So this is just a hint, the idea. So these you can take some idea from here, because I just put a couple of slides where you can take these ideas. 2 slides I put. And based on this, this is based on the data from the smart meter. If we have smart meter as a transformer and we have a smart meter as a consumer, and right now we are doing the same thing we are putting 5 million meters in UP and Haryana. So we have put around 1.5 million meters. So these kind of data we have with us. And with that data, if we want to address those the problems I listed earlier, like these problems, so and use these are the some hints, or I would say some pointers which you can use to address those problems. So then it will be, I think it would be a very great thing for us, because based on that data, if we address these problems, so I think the real advantage of a smarter metering will also come up, apart from like already like the one purpose is that we should be able to get reads and get bill reads and generate their bill, and also do some remote connect, disconnect, all other things we are already doing. But I am talking about the use of a smart meter to maintain to check the health of the network, or to guide our operation team, okay, whether these assets are good enough to carry forward, or whether we can add load to it, whether we can further utilize leveraging for whatever the network they have. Suppose it is able to serve 200 consumers, but just by doing proper phasing, proper loading, and proper kind of a loading, in that case, it can 20 to 30% more consumer can be added. So in that case, they are actually saving not to augment their network. They are on the existing network, they are able to optimize it. So this will be a real benefit in terms of not to augment their network, as well as to maintain the health of the networks or in the equipments. So these, if you take these problems and the current billing, current smart meter data, if you are able to, if we give some idea, innovative idea, or some analytics or some algorithm, in that case, we would be in a very good position. We can immediately, even it can go to patent or something like that, because that is the kind of a expectations or kind of a challenge which discoms have been facing since long. So it would be really nice if we put your some algorithms on that and you are able to solve these problems. So it would be great to us. So just I'm giving some proximity, whether because we know we have a lat long, we have a the current rating, we have a current flow, we have a voltage profile, we have a transformer similarly for every consumer format. So then we can know that whether whether it is close to transformer or not, something like that we can always get. So with that, you can tell that whether this particular wire is having this much of length, and this much is, it can only handle this much of current, but the current is passing more. So this will be good. The voltage will be good up to this location. After that, the voltage profile will be go down. So those kind of algorithm we can write. Similarly, the loading, say on the same pattern, the loading, whether the same consumer which are there under transformer, some are using like a 2 kilowatt users are using some other pattern of load, and some other 2 kilowatt user is using consumer is using different type of patterns. That means either there is some leakage problem or earth problem, or maybe is doing some tampering, or is taking some something else can also happen. So you can correlate with the alarms in the meter also. And then the other thing is that the meter phase, because as I told you that meter phase is very important, because the supply should be balanced. But this also we can tell that how you would tell the phase, like if some solution is required, like for if R phase, how much load, for Y phase, how much load, for B phase, what is the load. So and right now there is no such provision. Only the transformer will tell R is loaded this, Y is loaded this, and the V is loaded like this. But single phase meters are there. But we have a network. We do have a network. We have a GIS locations, and we also have, then we have alarms. So we should be able to correlate that. We should be able to identify some algorithms here. Okay, that will tell. Okay, this is these consumers are on phase. These consumers are on Y phase, and these consumers are on B phase. So in that case, we will help them to plan out that, okay, move this load from R phase. Suppose R phase is 200% loaded. So we can say, okay, put some consumers from this load to this phase to this phase, or maybe one pole, maybe is actually taking from R phase, so we can make it to Y phase. So in that case, the balancing of power will happen. So this also requires a kind of algorithm to know that how to identify the phase. Similarly, we can know that because we are getting alarms, so we would know that what type of, looking at the alarms patterns, we know that, okay, this transformer is giving always some voltage alarms, maybe some winding is problem, or some load overloaded transformer is there. So based on the daily outage or daily outage or daily some kind of patterns of alarms, we can tell, okay, these are the transformer which needs require immediate attention, or this kind of a thing. So similarly, some set of consumers are facing similar kind of problems, like power is going on off on that. So again, we can correlate those things to better whether it's a real problem, because we know the consumption at that time, we know the alarms at that time, we know the network, we know the everything. So then we correlate that it is because of their overloading, or it is because of unbalancing, or it is because of the asset health, whatever reasons. So we should be have with these such kind of algorithms can be written and we have all data with us, and we already doing some, to some level we are also doing something on it, but we need your like from this audience, they should be able to provide some insight or some other algorithms how they can help us to get into solve these problems. Similarly, it is very similar to that, and the transformer overload, how we can, that we can predict failures, because we know that it is capacity and this is the load, so we can tell, okay, this transformer maybe in winter or maybe in high peak, this will actually blown out. So those kind of alarms, those kind of things we can tell. This is kind of a, I would say we are jumping into kind of a artificial intelligence kind of thing for predictive analytics kind of a thing. Is similarly, we can investigate daily transformer consumption load data, whether in the winter will it happen or in summers will it happen, or we know that transformer is some rating is there, but year and year we know that 25% load increases, so that we should also incorporate. We can also see for a particular feeder, for a transformer, what is the voltage profile, because we get all voltage profile for all consumers at every node. So we can see that what is the voltage profile, on which area of, on which network area the voltage are going up and which area the voltage is going down. So that also we can correlate. Similarly, I told you the phasing errors. So these are the like kind of a pointers to solve the problems. So that's from my side. Any question if you want to ask, is most welcome. Any problem understanding any that what kind of, because there are so many things, I just want to touch upon the how we can consolidate the network and the performance of the network and the health of the network and the consumer based on the smart meter data. That is the only focus I have put. That is, I would say that the power quality and the network capacity. So on those two parameters, we want to address, we want to have some solution, so that based on the current network design and the current network capacity and with the smart meter data, and we give a reliable supply and immediate and we predictive analytics for the asset life cycle. So this is what the theme which we want to get some solution from your side. Lopa, I am done from my side. If any questions, anything.
Smaran, do we have any questions, or do we call it a day, and we'll see if any question comes, we'll connect you to Mr. Moin.
Yes, I would like to
Mr. Moin, we have received a
request-
couple of applications on the smart meters. We have received a couple of proposals on this. Once the last date for getting the applications is over, we can then discuss, we can then evaluate the proposals as
Yes, yes.
I mentioned in our timeline, and can see which all sync with this or which all needs a little improvement and can still go ahead. We will definitely talk on that.
Yes, yes, definitely. Actually, as I told you, now there are so many things we have in place systems. Some application can be written. The most critical,
Yes.
the most important, significant problems now, the connectivity and this meter phasing. This is the it is actually, I have been into industry. This is completely unaddressed problems, and lot of multiple times discoms invest money, but still it remain at the same. So I would prefer that at least someone should give some thought onto it, and they might give some innovative idea to address this problem. People comes with something, but it is not foolproof. But I believe that based on the data we have and the kind of people, you know, that is a new brain, they are anything they can think. So at least
Yes,
they
you have
will
so
provide.
brilliantly listed out the problems that is being faced, and even the proximity to the solutions, that if someone works on this and comes out with a good solution, then it will be a most welcoming thing for L&T and for the Scout program of Electripreneur Power. Yes, we are also hopeful of finding good solutions to this. What we will do this, we will put this video on our website as well as on the YouTube channel that we are hosting. And
Yes.
let's see, even if it is like what I feel personally, this is just a personal thing. Even if we are expecting solutions in the Scout, we expect people to come up with these with the solutions to what you have stated.
Yes.
Let us also keep this open so that as and when we get solutions, maybe someone must have missed, if they miss out on Scout also. If at all we get some solutions to this, we'll definitely link them to you and see how we can take it up from
Yes,
there.
yes, definitely.
Yes, it is absolutely brilliant, like the way you have listed out the problems and even the way the solutions that you're looking at. So people should actually
Yes,
tinker
yes.
their mind and then come out with some good solutions to this. Right. Absolutely. Smaran, do we have any questions or do we close it for the day? And what do you say?
So, any questions from the audience? Yes, Mr. Aditya Deshpande, you can ask the question to the forum.
Mr. Aditya, if you want to ask a question, please unmute and ask.
Mr. Aditya, you are on mute. Mr. Aditya, you are on mute. Yeah, please ask. Yeah, please ask.
I'm not hearing anything. I think if he is speaking, if
Mr. Aditya, can you type the questions in the chat box so that I can share in the forum?
Yeah, Ms. Lakshmi says that she couldn't understand the solution slide. Lakshmi, this is what I would like to say is that Mr. Moin has given a proximity, like he has listed out what possibly can the solutions be to the problem statements, and so that you work on those solutions, like these are, some of them are already existing. If you want to build on top of it, or if you want to add to it, which will help solve the problem statements, then please you may put the solution. Yeah, okay, Mr. Aditya, this contest is not only for businesses, students can address it to, like Mr. Moin said, they're looking at solutions. So irrespective of you being a student or a business entity or a startup, you can address it. It is open for all. Students can address it too.
I believe a student can do better address because they
Yes,
know the
absolutely.
fundamental, they know the equations, they know the way the circuit is diagram, how they reverse engineering. It's a sort of a reverse
Yes.
engineering. Things
It
are
is,
in place, they are in the field, they have the data from the meters. So how they can do the reverse engineering and can tell that, okay, this is the current status and it should be like addressed like that. So I think the student would be in a better position because now they have all those equations, all those mathematics in their brain right now. For us, it becomes like 20 years old now. So I think they can better give a insight and they can handle it better.
Right.
This is what I.
Right.
Sir, can you share some data?
Yes, we can share you the data for all smart. Like we will make a small case, like we will provide you like one transformer having 3 consumers, and these are the data, sample data. And based on that, whatever problem we say that with this information, because this is information only, the smart meter capture information, the transformer capture some information. So correlating that information and the network, the current flows, everything, which is all you can drive. It's sort of a reverse engine. Then you will say that, okay, this we can do, this we can do. So we will provide that data.
I need actually a week data, so that we can analysis.
Yes, yeah. I'm not saying we will give you just some like one day. It would be at least 1 month or 2 months data. Then only then you can do something. Otherwise, you're not, because that data will not be sufficient to conclude. Otherwise, it can tell something, but it is not a kind of a conclusion. So, but yes, you will get all profiles, current profile, load profile, demands, and current transformer at the same time. What the transformer is providing. So all those data you will get. We
I
will
hope,
provide
Mr.
that data.
Narayan, I hope it is clear. And once you apply to this program, we can then take it up from there. I see somebody else asking about the various problem statements. Please visit the website and you can see the various problem statements in detail, and you can apply to the problem statement you would like to address.
Ma'am, hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Mr. Aditya, please.
Yeah, ma'am, can you share the link of that particular website?
Yes, yes, I will do that on the chat box. Please take a note of it.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Smaran, if you can please share the website as well as the contest link so that they can check it. Mr. Smaran?
Yes, ma'am. I'm
Yeah.
sharing that.
Yes, please do share our website link as well as our contest link to the contest. This is a website link, Mr. Aditya. You can find the hackathon from here, and also you can apply it to the hackathon from this website as well. Smaran, if you can also share the portal link, the contest portal link. Madam Lakshmi, you can find all the problem statements on the website as well as on our contest portal. Please visit the website.
So
Mr.
the
Aditya,
second
this
one
is-
is the
Yes.
portal to apply for Scout, and the first one is our website. You can see the detail about the Scout as well as the application link in the website. So kindly note it down. In case any queries, you can call us on this number. I'm sharing the number in the screen.
Please feel free to call on the numbers and get your queries solved. And for any little doubt you have while filling up the application form or filling up or participating in the contest, please feel free to call.
Sure, thank you so much.
Welcome. So, Smaran, do we close this now?
Yes, ma'am. We can close this.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moin, for all your time and the way you have explained the problem statements and the solutions that you're looking at. We are really looking forward to find some good solutions and then share it across, and let's see how we find the solutions addressing the challenges of the smart cities.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
look forward
I
to
am
your
hoping that somebody should provide some solution. It will make our life easy.
Yes, we'd also be more than happy to get good solutions from this program.
I strongly believe they will come up with some solution because they want to solve the problem, but definitely they will come.
Yes.
Now
Thank
we
you,
have some
thank you.
sufficient data right now. Earlier it was issue, but now we have good data. So at least they should be able to do some justice to this problem.
I feel like keeping this program open. Actually, to be very honest, I don't feel like having an end date to this program. It should be kept open because idea is such a thing. It doesn't come in a timeline, but it can come anytime. So
Yes,
these programs should be kept open throughout instead of having a deadline. It should be kept open so that people start flooding in with good number of ideas and solutions.
Yeah, I fully agree with your point because these are not something just ready-made. It's just something they have to think out of blue moon or something different. Only then the solution. It's required a simple solution, but it lying there. Only thing that clicking is required. So clicking is not happening in the mind.
Right, absolutely. It's great having you today. Thank you so much for your time. My team will get in touch with you and about the data that Mr. Narayan and everyone was asking. We will see how we'll do it, and we'll be in touch with you, sir. And Mr. Narayan, please be in touch with the team today, and we'll see how we'll facilitate in getting the data and helping you find the right way to do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the wonderful session today.
Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good